We are at Elmhurst Country Club on this fine Tuesday morning to talk about the Lackawanna College Golf Tournament.
Hey everybody, welcome to another edition of Falcons Corner. Voice of the Falcons, Mike Ricker, good guy to know, co-host Danny Berg, SID turn to Tom, filming on location.
We're on location today.
And the patio at Elmhurst Country Club overlooking the 18th green, doing some PR stuff for the golf tournament today.
We sure are.
So we're on location. It's
and
a beautiful,
it was
late morning in April, and
it's the nicest day we've had in a long time.
It is.
So I mean, we'll take advantage of it, and timing worked out with the president coming in, so it allowed us to be able to
we had
scoot
to
out
work
of town
from home virtually, so we decided the three of us will come out and enjoy a little sunshine.
Well, everybody's at home hanging out.
We're working. Yeah, we're working.
We're working.
We're working. We have
we don't get to play. We're not members.
No.
So we are working, and I know Sfer gave like a little underhand.
A little bit.
Yeah.
It's like his
There
little.
it is. Let's go.
That's his golf. That's his golf point.
Yeah.
So we'll talk a little bit later at the end of the show what we're doing up here. But let's talk one. Let's lead off with softball. They play. Well, what's today? Tuesday.
Today's
They
Tuesday.
play Monday. Deltec. Big doubleheader at home, and was able to manage. There's a bug.
Remember we had the fly years ago?
Yep.
Hold on. There it is. All right, good. All right, a nice split with Deltec on perennial power in the Region 19. So, had a hard time scoring runs game one, but ended up putting 12 on the board in game two for 12-7 game two.
12-7 game two. It looked almost for a second like they might run rule there. They had the bases loaded, weren't able to bring runs home. But big win, needed it because after the sweep against Mercer, where they couldn't really get their offense going, and then losing that first game to Deltec 8-0, you thought, oh man, here we go.
Right.
But they found a way to make it happen. Good bounce back, really good.
Morgan McVicker had a
big triple to clear the bases, kind of broke things open for the Falcons to give them the lead. Aria Reyes hit really well all day long in both games. Matty Maloney got things started with a triple and came around to score on an error. The Falcons just kept responding, and I think that was a big deal, not just for their confidence, but also for Coach Pitt, kind of seeing what his team can do.
Right, and shout out to Olivia, who played the full 7 innings. I mean, gave up 7 runs, but still, it's a powerful Deltec offense, and someone who's dealt with injuries, for her career here at Lackawanna with some hip stuff and different things like that. That was out of her control, basically.
Right.
It's nice to see her have a big win.
Right.
And Deltec was just solid, right?
Yeah.
So they split with Mercer earlier in the year. So obviously, over the weekend, because weather, it rains all the time here, like we're in Portland. But opportunity. So against Mercer, extra innings deflated. We don't fare so well.
Right.
To come out against Deltec in game one, and I think it was 7-0.
8-0.
8-0. We got run ruled.
Right.
It's like it could be deflating. Not just that you lost. You're like, oh, here we go. But they had the opposite reaction where they dug in deep, and like you said, I think that's a huge split with a really, really good Deltec team, and I hope it gives them the confidence to know that Deltec could split with Mercer, we could too.
Right. Yeah.
And it was exciting to watch.
Yeah.
Too. And first game we were hitting the ball.
That's the thing,
It wasn't anything overpowering.
Right.
It was directly at them,
outs.
and they were just hard outs, and then we weren't getting them.
Yeah.
It was interesting to be like they were hitting the hell out of the ball, to be honest with you. But it was right at them, or they were making great plays in the field, and it's like, man, something's got to give.
And I think like even Allie pitched well in that game.
Did.
It's just she didn't have the run support, and eventually against a team like Deltec, you keep giving them opportunities.
They'll be relentless.
They'll find a way.
Yeah, and stuff goes. So they're back at it. Non-conference Tuesday today that we're filming. When you're watching this on Thursday, score toss up here, doubleheader Monroe, and then they back in Region 19 play on the weekend.
Yeah, so Thursday they're in region play against Morris.
Okay.
As of
weather
now,
permitting.
weather permitting. Then Friday, it's really a run through the region here because Friday they have their makeup doubleheader at Raritan Valley.
Yep.
Then Saturday they are home against Salem in region play as well, and then Sunday they have a
non-conference, like a non-Division II region game against Northampton.
Right. Yes, a doubleheader, which is also a makeup.
Hopefully the weather doesn't move any of those games so that they could get these in. Our season wraps up next weekend. Our last day to play is April 27th. We're scheduled for next weekend, but we really want to steer clear that weekend. One, for the games, and two, for other factors of not having to play back to back that week. So they got their work cut out for them. Hopefully Mother Nature will be a little less relentless on us this year.
We're due.
Oh, it's been awful.
We're due. So. And then we could talk to baseball. They had a big 3-game series with Mercer that started last Friday.
Yes.
Lost a tough one, 5-3. Terrible wind conditions. I was there getting blown all over the place. It was relentless. I know I used the word earlier in the show, but it did not let up, and it was easily 25, 30 up to 40 mile per hour gusts. It was tough playing conditions, so lost a tough one, 5-3, left a couple runs out on the board and gave up a couple, and then that ended up with a split. We don't have to talk about Sunday. They scored a bunch of runs Sunday. Great.
Sunday we went to Montgomery, Rockville, Maryland, and we scored 45 runs. We got
a couple
the
guys
doubleheader
homered and stuff too, swept them, and then
big games, but
and then a much needed sweep was needed yesterday. We got a split out of Mercer, so lost game 1. Had a little bit of a hard time putting some stuff together, and then lost 11-2, was it, in game 1?
Kind of similar to softball in that it was a tight game.
Right.
Offense just kind of couldn't get going, and Mercer's good enough that if you give them opportunities, like we started walking kids, we started hitting batters here and there, it just gave them that chance to just start to pile on.
Right.
And there was really nothing we could do about that. But a big bounce back win in game 2.
Yeah, Nick Finarelli looked really solid, and went the full 7th, struck out 14 over those 7 innings. Worked out some
14.
Worked out at some first inning,
awesome.
Bases loaded jam in the first inning, and then really was, other than a bomb that their shortstop hit dead center field, really gave them nothing. In game number 2, and the offense did just enough. Play a little small ball, a couple suicide squeezes in the sixth,
heard
and,
that on the broadcast.
Stealing some bags and stuff too. So eked out a 5-1 win. So a little momentum for them, and they are heading to Monroe Community College in Rochester, leaving some dudes behind today because of some injuries.
Some illness. I just got a message with an update of the travel list. So they're down some guys, but it's a non-conference game. We'll give some of the opportunity for some of the other guys who maybe don't get to play as often. Some reps so that everybody has a little bit under their belt going into the postseason.
Right, and hopefully one of the guys that is not making the trip today feels better for return of region play on Friday when they're we're home with Sussex on Friday.
Yep, we return to action after today on Friday with a home 9 against Sussex, and then we'll head out to Skylander Stadium on Saturday for a doubleheader. And they're all region games, they're all conference games, they're all important for seeding purposes. Is there an outside chance we can still maybe be the 1 seed and host?
Slim.
But there's still a possibility. But you'd really like to get that 2. Because even though you don't think it matters, 2 3 you're still playing the same team. If you're a 2 seed, you're the home team,
And there's some, while they aren't having the best seasons. Sussex and Delaware Tech are below us right now in terms of the region standings. We know that they're dangerous, and we know obviously they had good seasons last year, and they want to be good. So it's not like these are going to be easy 3-game series that they have left.
We always have target on our back too. So if guys can get us, especially in the playoffs, they're going to want to get us. So that's that. So like I said, hopefully. We stay healthy as best we can today in the non-conference game, and the dudes that aren't healthy get healthy by Friday.
It's nice to have a couple days off for once.
Yeah.
Right.
It's just unfortunate that finally we're playing a school that streams their games, and I have no reason to watch.
Well, you could still support our kids.
I will on Twitter, but I'm not going to watch. I'll do something else.
You'll do work.
Yes.
We have work.
Yes.
Right.
I still support the kids, but it's just different. I don't have a reason. I don't have a personal reason to watch.
Well, it's different when someone with the last name is at home.
Same, yes.
Yeah.
I'll make sure to yell at him for his injury and not listen to his But speaking of baseball, our athlete of the week, catcher Jay Keller, had a monster week. A couple of guys had some monster weeks, but Jay stood out the most.
Jake had I think it was 16 RBI last week. He had 2 grand slams in the week, which 16 RBI. He now has 19 for the season. So
the
managed to make that work, and then of course had the squeeze you alluded to earlier in the week with the win over Mercer. I mean, how often do you see the catcher lay down a bunt for a squeeze play?
Right, and it was a beautifully laid down sacrifice. Actually, what worked out is that ended up being a base hit.
Yeah, I was gonna say it wasn't even a sacrifice. He made the base pass.
So even better, to get a little bit more boost to his overall average and stuff.
And willing to do whatever it takes to get the run.
Yes,
which is huge. Yeah. So
and then I'm sure if you get a chance, you'll talk to him if you get a chance.
He want to try to talk to him. He's from Wyoming area, local kid from Exeter, and I'm hoping still to talk to Jake Simpson too. So the pair of Jakes. Okay. I don't know. I got to reach out.
Jake segment.
I got to reach out and see who's which Jake is available and who wants to talk.
Playing tomorrow on Thursday, so they have
time. Right, he's got some time. We'll put the pressure on him.
Yeah,
from behind the scenes.
All right, so if those talks are coming up, they're coming up,
and if not,
we'll be back. All right, we'll be back. Falcons Corner, take flight. Everybody, back in the Falcons Corner, voice of the Falcons, Mike. Good guy to know. Obviously, good guy to know because you got us a nice location viewing.
We got
and then SID, turn to Tom, on behind the camera.
Nice weather. In a month and 6 weeks, the trees will be filled in.
Yeah. I've always loved this view up here.
This segment's for you. So talk about the golf.
Well, no, it's for all of us. So,
I don't want to say anything.
Earlier, we said we were on location. Doing a little bit of filming for the Athletics annual golf tournament, which is in its third year up here at Elmhurst Country Club, and it's a great opportunity for us to give back to our student athletes because all the proceeds raised will go back to them. We've had a really good turnout of sponsorships so far, trying to push that goal higher and higher every year, trying to make it a little bit of a bigger event. This year we have on-course opportunities for you to promote your businesses if you're one of our premier sponsors.
Okay.
Internally, the College School of Hospitality, we have Blitzen around the holiday season, so we're gonna have a Blitzen hole with a shot ski and some promotional stuff and maybe some tokens for next winter when that comes back around. We have sponsors for lunch and dinner. We have all those things. But most importantly, in terms of raising the funds for the school, it's an opportunity to see the people that support us too.
Right.
And this is such a great location. Like I said, it's the third year we're out on the patio. We have lunch out here. Yep. Dinner inside. Golf is at 1 o'clock on June 3rd. Registration 11:30. We do have a lot of sponsorship opportunities available. Because what's that mean? We're not going to turn your money away.
Right.
Yeah. We have 2 premier sponsorships available. Still, we have a lot of platinum level and things like that, and just standard hole sponsors. And if you're not a golfer, come out to dinner. If you're a golfer, get a foursome. It's $200 or $800, for a foursome.
Right.
And our goal is to always hit 100 golfers, but we want to get a little bit more. And some great door prizes and even better raffles. Some, a Live Nation, some concert tickets. There's some great concerts coming up this year at Montage if you like country music. So it's a great opportunity. Again, hopefully the last 2 years the weather's been great. Today would be beautiful.
Yeah.
A little windy. All the information's at LockhornFalcons.com/golf tournament. Or you can call Athletics at 570-961-0701. Ask anybody in the department.
Or if you just click on LockhornFalcons.com, those little red things pop up all the time and drive me crazy.
That's right.
I'm
Don't
trying to
hit
check
my
stuff, and then it's just like hitting. The golf tournament's like, I know there's the golf tournament's coming. I know, and I have to clock it out.
Right.
It's always a fun. I've been a part of it for the last 2 years, and now this will be the third year that I've been here for it. But it's always a fun day to come out here, see some supporters, see some old friends of the program that maybe aren't a part of the athletics department anymore or doing other things, but still come back to support Lackawanna College. And it's just good to see that support still here for us and for what we do. And it's happy to kind of throw this kind of event for that, you know?
Yeah, and it's always fun to see people who maybe aren't with the companies and organizations that they were with before that were maybe sponsors that came. They've moved on, but they still want to come back because they enjoy the atmosphere. It's a Monday, it's a corporate one. That's how we do things, but it's not stuffy.
Right.
And we work really hard because we're not stuffy. To make sure that it's an enjoyable thing all around while getting the ultimate goal of serving our student athletes. But it's fun, and sometimes they're the people that you see. It's great to see you. I don't know who they are really,
right? Yeah.
But we know who they are from being here. We enjoy ourselves, and everybody's here for the same goal. So, June 3rd, Elmhurst Country Club. Please reach out. We're looking to try to make this even better than last year, and last year's was great. So we'll be promoting it the next couple weeks.
Plus, we got pictures of Joe Paparelli in his perfect form.
Form that we can put here. Maybe not this week, but soon.
And Ferg will take a picture on the course too.
Yeah. Yes, he should.
Yeah, how about that?
But can't thank John Roach and all the staff. He's the golf pro. He's a Lackawanna College alum. He'll be at the golf tournament as well. Put the pressure on. I asked him to speak, say a couple words at the dinner outside of his professional thing, but as an alum of Lackawanna and at the time our golf program.
Right.
So I think he was here for 2 years and they went to the national championship twice. We didn't win, but we were out there wherever it was at those years. So
awesome. All right. Great
Sounds
show.
good. I think so.
Let's get back to working virtually from home.
Yeah.
All right. Have a great week, Falcons. Best of luck traveling, Region 19 play, non-conference play. We need W's.
Yeah, we do.
Yes.
All right. Sounds good. We'll see you next week in the Falcons Corner. Take flight.